The world's going to change very fast. And I think we're in a position to either adopt or turn away from it. And the companies who adopt are the ones who are going to accept it and be okay with change.
You know, what does it mean to have AI in your business?
It means that you have an employee that doesn't sleep. And, you know, when you give it the right tasks, you tell it what to do, and you give it the SOP, standard operating procedures, it follows them perfectly. AI is not going to take your job, but somebody who knows AI will. A lot of people use AI every day, and they use chat. So they talk to AI, and AI gives them an answer based on their question, and they go back and forth. An AI agent is different. This is something that actually does work for you, like an employee would.
Would you say data is a new gold?
Data is the new gold.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was surprised with how much support we got. You know, a company who has an amazing valuation with, you know, this young dynamic team. I thought they're busy, you know, like we're gonna be a little on our own here, and it's a complete opposite. And I can't believe how many hours they work. Everybody's working at night, in the morning, and I don't think you sleep. But I just want to mention that if anybody's thinking about Micro One, it's been a wonderful experience so far. Get on the cutting edge, because if you don't, your competitor's going to.
Grant Gooley, at the heart of what you do, who you are, and what's your mission?
Yeah, so my name's Grant Gooley. I'm the founder and CEO of MyPortal Marketing. The heart of what we do, we're a marketing agency, performance focused on. Our core compulsory is branding, website, meta ads, Google ads, SEO. The heart of what we do, I really had to think about that when I started MyPortal, because marketing can become clicks and websites pretty quickly, and I wanted it to be more than that. So I had to dig deep, and I figured out that when you do marketing for companies, you help them grow, you help communities grow
Okay.
as a result.
Yeah.
And if you get to sit in a chair every day and help communities grow, and you help founders of other businesses succeed and thrive, that feels pretty good to do every day. So it's a lot more than clicks and websites and logos. So I actually decided to fly to the Philippines 5 years ago and open an office there. So instead of just offshoring, I own the office in the Philippines. So we have 50 employees in total across the Philippines and North America, Canada, and US. And yeah, it's been an exciting ride. 150 clients in 5 years and growing. And yeah, we're definitely focused on innovation and technology at every step of the way.
Amazing. Seems like impact is a huge part of your core values. Can you take me to the very first moment you thought of becoming the CEO?
Yeah, I'm always somebody that likes to move fast, innovate, and create change. I've been on the edge of my seat when it comes to change at every level of my career. So I quickly noticed that for me to live that world every day, I needed to be a CEO.
Amazing.
And so that was the moment that I realized, was when I knew I just kept kind of climbing the corporate ladders, and then figuring out I wanted more than that. And, you know, technology, being able to make the choices to be involved in the leading edge. When you're in corporate, you don't get to always make those choices. So being a CEO, I could choose to be at the leading edge at every stage. So,
Nice. How long it's been?
oh, well, 5 years with MyPortal Marketing.
Amazing. And when was the first time you came across Micro One? Did you have any first impressions? Has it changed till now?
Yeah, when I saw Micro One for the first time, it was through an article I was reading online,
Yeah.
and I just saw similar values as myself, with forward thinking and doing things in AI. And so I dug deeper and I saw this opportunity that they were starting to work with partners and with a data lab. And so I dug a little bit deeper. And so my perception at first was just like a super innovative company, being on the cutting edge. And so I went through an interview process and actually had AI interview me right up front, which was very interesting. I thought this is definitely cutting edge. And now working with them every day, they're diving into AI to understand it at a different level than I think a lot of people are, and helping clients understand AI more. But yeah, now is just we're on the cutting edge. It's great. It's been awesome. Yeah.
So you mentioned briefly that you saw an article online and then you did an AI interview. What does it mean?
Yeah, so I was totally unexpecting this, but I logged in and it was not a human. It was a robot I was speaking to.
Yeah.
And it felt like I was speaking to a human the entire time, which was amazing. And it was an AI interview. It was a robot interviewing me. I went on for about 8 minutes, I think, and I answered all the questions, and it actually could take the answers that I was giving them and turn those into like relevant follow-up questions, which I thought was quite amazing.
What was the line of question?
Yeah, it was asking me about who our company was, the size of our company, and then dug a little deeper on our values and what our mission was, and
Mhm.
um, which gave me a really great opportunity to understand where Micro One was coming from as well, being innovative and aligning our values. So yeah, it worked out.
Amazing. You're part of a program with Marker One that's called Workflows.
Hmm.
What does it mean if you have to explain it very in simple terms?
Yeah, so workflows is a concept where we're evaluating agents and their outputs. So I'll back up a little bit. A lot of people use AI every day and they use chat. So they talk to AI and AI gives them an answer based on their question and they go back and forth. An AI agent is different. This is something that actually does work for you, like an employee would. And so workflows is where we're helping a data lab understand better um, how to better help that agent understand humans and what they need. And the way you do that is through evaluations.
Mhm.
And so the first step is that we have a prompt that we come up with that's based off of real work that we do at our company. And I actually worked with all my employees on this to help them understand what prompts were best for this concept, because it was also helping us understand AI inside our business. So it was twofold. We were partnering with Micro One in this situation with workflows, but we were also making sure that we understood how to use AI ourselves. So it's been great that way. So we get this prompt and then that gets approved by Micro One. And we take that, after that's approved, we go back to the model and we actually put the prompt again inside the model, and it goes to work. And when it goes to work, we usually try to ask it to do multiple things, such as, going into Monday.com, which is our workspace that our project management software. And it goes in there and maybe does a few tasks and pulls something out and writes a report, let's say. Those multiple steps are really important.
So it does actual work inside your business
Yes.
with your employees overseeing that kind of work and helping it to do. Okay, that sounds fun. So the day-to-day of the employee, has it changed? Is it impacted by this workflow model program that you have?
Yeah. You know what? I haven't seen a massive change where it was negative by any means at all. In fact, I've seen our employees start to understand AI more than they ever did before. We've been working with AI from a chat standpoint and a little bit of agent work as well for the last year, and now focusing on it with Micro One and doing these workflows and evaluations. Our team's starting to understand it more than they ever have, and that's been an amazing experience.
Nice. How was Marker One support in this journey of onboarding you and your employees and the company itself?
Yeah, so it's been white glove the whole way through in respect to how Micro One has onboarded us. They've brought us the tools, given us the work instructions, the standard operating procedures on exactly how to work with the agent. And then if we have questions, there's open office hours. They have chat, we're on Slack asking questions. It's white glove the whole way through.
Okay. You're also part of another program partnership that's called Corpus. What does it mean? Is it a one-time thing? Is it similar to workflows? How do they differ?
Yeah, so Corpus is very different than workflows. Corpus is a one-time thing where we get to provide data to Micro One so that it can bring to their data lab and better teach AI certain things about business. And so it's a one-time process, again, very structured. There's processes and systems that go behind that. And the team at Micro One walks you through the entire process, makes it very easy. My portal was interested in being a part of that program because I care about responsible AI. And if you care about something, you should get involved. And so this gave me the opportunity to get involved in something where we could help with responsible AI and help AI get better.
All right. So I know there's like privacy ethos and guidelines that Micro One and my portal follow with a program like Corpus. Can you elaborate how they've been since day one and also in practice because you're deeply involved with this project?
Yeah, it's extremely structured. So the Corpus process is very structured, legally, very legally sound. It has to be. We're talking about data here.
Exactly.
I think businesses get concerned with what we're feeding AI, and they should be. But at the same time, there's rules. You don't provide data that's private. It's just as simple as that. And so we've gone through that process with Micro One, and they care about it. They're focused on it. They make sure privacy is at the forefront. And yeah, it's all part of the contractual agreement.
So let's imagine I'm an old friend of yours and I run a pistachio business, logistics out of California. And we're at a cocktail party and I'm holding my martini. And I'm intrigued by the idea of data partnership with companies such as Micro One, but I'm also very skeptical. And I'll come to you and I would tell you, but Grant, they're going to see my finances. How would you respond?
Well, they're not, because we're not going to provide that
They're not.
information. Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very straightforward.
Okay.
We don't provide client data.
Yeah. Would it be scrubbed out of my documents?
There's opportunities for scrubbing to give an extra layer, but at the end of the day, we also have to know that that's not the only piece of privacy that we need to be focused on, because scrubbing something, if you talk about a business and you know this and this and this about the business, you can put those things together and figure out, well, this is the business.
Oh, I
So
see.
just scrubbing is not enough. So yeah, it's just like we said, we don't pass client data.
You just don't. Yeah. That's amazing. So thinking about workflows, I imagine you sat down with your employees and probably co-founders. Are you the only founder?
I am the one founder. Yeah.
Perfect. Amazing. So with the employees and you had to run them through the processes, what was the primary questions and concerns they brought back to you in that meeting?
Yeah. So I think our team was probably most concerned about time.
Time?
Yeah. And making sure they could get all of their other work done while doing this. The amazing part, and what opened their eyes, where light bulbs started going off, was when they realized that this was going to help them complete their work. And sure, we're evaluating the workflows, and the workflows are part of the evaluation process, but the amount of time they're saving using the agents, bypasses a lot of that. So they were actually excited to be involved.
Yeah. Like in your own day-to-day life, I'm sure you use AI a lot. What's an example that AI has been extremely helpful with my portal?
Yeah. So the writing is amazing when it comes to using AI, purely because it becomes a brainstorming partner. So we have to write titles for let's say Meta ads, and you've got to write 50 titles and A/B test all of those in the ads.
Yeah.
Well, to write 50 titles with, our managing editor, that's going to take hours. But to have AI give you this entire outline of these 50 titles, and then you go in and humanize it and make it better, that's turned 4 hours into 30 minutes, so.
Would you say AI could be creative?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's truly understanding that. I feel like AI is got creative before it got good at other things, which I never thought that it would be creative. And it's understanding the nuances and how to be relevant more than I ever thought it could. Yeah.
Very nice. Would you say data is a new gold?
Data is the new gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would be your advice to somebody that runs a company and is sitting on a huge amount of data as the new digital gold, is interested and intrigued by the idea of data partnership, but is skeptical to join?
Yeah. I think what's really important is that you understand the contract and how things are laid out, because Micro One has structured this with great process and great consideration with how a business needs to think about it. And so make sure you understand what's best for your business, but also understand how much this is going to help AI advance. Elon Musk, I think, said that, AI won't take your job, but somebody who knows AI will. And so make sure you're the ones who know AI, and this gives you that opportunity to be involved. And then make sure that you're following the privacy laws and things that you're supposed to in everyday business anyway.
Mhm.
And if you're doing that, there isn't a problem. And that's how I saw this. And we've run our contracts through attorneys and made sure that everything was in line with what the privacy laws are, and it's been great. And Micro One pays attention to it. They care as much as you do, which is the way it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to the quotes you just mentioned with Elon,
Mm.
what would be the future of work with AI in your view?
Yeah, I think the world's going to change very fast.
Okay.
Um, and I think we're in a position to either adopt or turn away from it. And the companies who adopt are the ones who are going to accept it and be okay with change. This reminds me of when social media was introduced and everybody was scared of it, sharing pictures. Oh my gosh, everybody's sharing these pictures everywhere.
Yeah, my mom has a private Instagram account, and I said, "Mom, nobody cares. Just open it to public."
Yeah. AI is in that similar format. Now we have to be responsible with
Absolutely.
data. Health information, so important, right? Um, and passwords and stuff that if you've signed an NDA, you hold your ground and make sure you don't cross those rules. But outside of that, your day to day, you've got to be on top of where things. AI is going to be a part of everything we do.
Yeah.
So you're better to get involved and structure something around it. And Micro One will help you do that as you're going through this process with them.
You mentioned you have teenagers. How's that impacting their lives? Because they're gonna grow up and go to a workforce and then study, be involved with their own businesses. How do you view that?
So I homeschooled my kids, and the Canadian curriculum does not endorse AI. They use it a little bit, but they do not endorse it. My kids are homeschooled and they do every class with AI. Some of it probably way too much. But I know when they leave the school and become part of the workforce, they're going to use it every single day. So if they're getting work done or school done in 3 hours because they're using AI, good.
Do they know how to make agents?
You know what? We're working on.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Amazing. A very forward-thinking family. I
Yeah, you
love
have to be.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. So, how long it's been since you've joined the data partnership program with Marco One?
We're probably 2 months in.
2 months in, any surprises along the way, anything,
I was surprised with how much support we got for, a company who has an amazing valuation with, this young dynamic team. I thought they're busy, like we're going to be a little on our own here. And it's a complete opposite. I can't believe the arms that are wrapped around us through the process, anything we need. And I can't believe how many hours they work.
Oh,
Everybody's working at night, in the morning, and I don't think you sleep. But it's been amazing. And so that's, if anything, that's the surprise, is that I wasn't expecting the hand holding we've had.
Can you think of somebody you know today that could be a potential fit for a data partnership program with Micro One? What would be your piece of advice for them?
I would tell somebody, if they want to join Micro One, that they should first think about how AI can impact their business. Think about, do I want to really learn more about AI than I ever have? Do I want to teach my team how to use AI and get paid for it at the same time?
Mhm.
Do I want to be a part of responsibly improving AI?
Mhm.
And to be at the forefront, to be innovative, to create change. If you're any of those things, then check out Micro One.
Okay, going back to the party conversation,
Yeah.
I'm holding my martini still, and you mentioned none of my finance documents would be included.
Right.
And then my next question for you would be, but like I just want to make money and run my business day to day. Is this going to take much of my time? This sounds a lot.
Mhm.
Still holding martini.
Right. Yeah. It's going to take some time, but it's not going to take so much time that it's stopping you from your work, because you're doing work while you're evaluating. You're doing work while you're doing the workflows.
Mhm.
So the time is put towards, there's a few benefits. You always, as a founder or a CEO, you have to look at benefit and risks, right? So the risk is that it takes some time, but the benefit is your team is learning how to use AI better than they've ever. And that's putting you in a new category for your business to be better than your competition.
So like a full circle moment to learn this. It's going to save me time
Sure.
to actually run my business.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to save time, but then you're also going to be put in a position where you, like I said, you understand AI more than the competition. And then you're doing workflows that get the work done for you. These agents actually get work done. We have one of the workflows that we're doing right now is where it actually goes into our monday.com system
Yeah.
and tells me tickets that we have for our clients that are, overdue. And it will flag those tickets and for me better than the system ever's been able to do.
What's an example of a ticket?
So if somebody needs a change on their website, that would be an easy example.
Okay.
So these tickets go on to monday.com as our project management software, and it sits in and we have to complete those tickets in a certain amount of time. So we have an agent going in and categorizing everything, telling us what priorities need to be looked after and telling us if something's overdue. And then we're being paid for to evaluate that internal ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a skeptical pistachio business owner, I would ask you, can AI do shipments for me? Can AI ship my pistachios? What does it mean to have AI in your business?
Yeah, it means that you have an employee that doesn't sleep. And, when you give it the right tasks, you tell it what to do, and you give it the SOP, standard operating procedures, it follows them perfectly. But that's exactly what we're evaluating. So if it's not exactly, we're going to help understand why and fix it. And that's what you're doing as a part of a partnership with Micro One.
You're helping us make perfect agents and employees within a business. Amazing. I might think of an employee he would have asked you probably, is this going to take away my job? What would you tell them?
AI is not going to take your job, but somebody who knows AI will. And so I think that being on the forefront, learning the ins and outs of how AI works and supporting AI is going to help you advance your career. So anybody that is worried about AI taking their career, be the one who helps AI, and you won't be in that position.
Very nice. Grant Gooley, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Do you have any closing remarks?
I just want to mention that if anybody's thinking about Micro One, it's been a wonderful experience so far. Get on the cutting edge, because if you don't, your competitor's going to.